didn't want to visit a continent so diverse and unique, not only because of its people, but also because of the geographical features found in it. Asia has it all. Asia is the land of extremes. There are different climatic conditions spread across the continent. So while you're crossing this continent, you must carry an umbrella to shed yourself from the heavy rainfall. You should carry woolen clothes to protect yourself from the chilly winds in the mountain region. You should also carry swimwear to enjoy the long beaches, and definitely sunglasses to see the vast, endless deserts. So everything that you wish for is present in the continent of Asia. Given its vast longitudinal and latitudinal extent, the continent of Asia is divided into some major physical divisions. Now, these major physical divisions can be written down or characterized under 5 headings, and these include the northern lowlands, that is right at the north, covering almost the entire northern portion of the Asian continent. Then we have the central mountain belt right below the northern lowlands. Then we have the southern plateaus. From the very name we understand that they are present in the southern part of the continent. Then we have the fertile alluvial plains that are drained by some very important rivers. And finally, we have the eastern and southeastern island group. So we'll be learning about each physical division as we proceed with our lesson. In this lesson, we'll be concentrating on the very first physical division, that is the northern lowlands. Now, the northern lowlands, as you can see on the map, stretches from the Ural Mountains that acts as a natural barrier between Europe and Asia. So, the northern lowlands stretches from the Ural Mountains in the west to the far east towards the Bering Sea. So, you see that it has a huge latitudinal extent. It covers a huge area and is considered one of the largest lowlands or flatlands on Earth. We must also note down that the northern part of the northern lowlands is known as the North Siberian Plain. Now, this North Siberian Plain is one of the largest flatlands on Earth. These North Siberian Plain, or simply the Siberian Plain, are the northernmost part of Asia, as we saw in the previous map. And it is the largest continuous lowland in the world, as I mentioned earlier. So here are the 2 pictures that shows you a glimpse of the vast area that is covered by these lowlands. These lowlands are fertile in nature because of various rivers that drain this region. Let's look at these rivers that play a very significant role in the fertility of these vast Siberian plains. So we can see here in the map that there are 3 important rivers that drain the northern portion of the northern lowlands. And these significant rivers are River Ob, River Yenisei, and River Lena. Now, these 3 important rivers flow northwards towards the Arctic Ocean. Right? So they end, or they are drained into the Arctic Ocean, and they play a very important role for the fertility of the North Siberian Plain. So these are the 3 rivers that we were talking about right now. These are River Lena, River Ob, and River Yenisei. However, they have a significant characteristic to it. These rivers have led to the creation of various impenetrable large swamps and floodplains. Why so? So, as I was mentioning, that they have created large swamps and floodplains. Now, why so? So, these rivers freeze during winter time in their lower course. Because, as you saw in the previous map, they flow northwards toward the Arctic Ocean. Now, since they flow towards the Arctic region, that is the polar region, the lower course of all these rivers freezes. Now, once the lower course is freezed, the water in the upper and middle course is spread over vast lands over the North Siberian Plain, leading to the creation of swamps and marshes. So, in the Siberian Plain, you will find impenetrable swamps and these are vast in size. Now, these impenetrable swamps and marshes have led to the creation of various fertile plains that are agriculturally very important. Now, in the northern lowlands itself, we have a very important eroded, old and low elevated plateau. Here we are talking about the Central Siberian Plateau. The Central Siberian Plateau is located to the east of River Yansei, to the west of River Lene, and to the south of North Siberian Plain. So we see that right between all this, we have the Central Siberian Plateau. It is an old, low elevated and eroded plateau. The Central Siberian Plateau is also known as the Siberian Traps, and it has a very important role to play here because it is rich in various mineral deposits. These minerals include coal, iron ore, gold, platinum, diamonds and natural gas. So it is a huge reserve of both organic and inorganic mineral deposits, and this is why it plays a very important role for its existence in the North Siberian Plain. Now let's move on with our discussion. So before we do that, let us answer a simple question. The Central Siberian Plateau is also known as Siberian Traps, Northern Steppes or Central Traps. Yes, the correct answer is Siberian Traps. So the Central Siberian Plateau is also known as the Siberian Traps. Now, to the southwest of the North Siberian Plain is another important plain, that is the Turan Plain. Now, Turan Plain, as you can see, stretches across 3 countries, and these 3 countries are Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. So as we can see in the very map that the Turan Plain extends from the southwestern part of Kazakhstan and the northwestern part of Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. So this is about the stretch of the Turan Plain. Now what is more about this plain? Now the Turan Plain is also known as the Turanian Basin, and it is a low-lying desert region. So the Turan Plain that stretches over 3 countries here is a low-lying desert region, and it surrounds the Aral Sea region. Now why do you think this region is a desert region? There must be some reason to it. Let's see. So this region around the Aral Sea is drained by 2 major rivers, namely Amu Darya and Sir Darya. Now these 2 rivers, as you can see, does not meet any larger water body like a sea or an ocean. They drain into the Aral Sea. Thus, this region forms an inland drainage system. So, the region around the Aral Sea, that is a large saltwater lake, is an area of inland drainage system. Also that it is not near any large water body and it is almost in the interior of the continent. It does not receive enough precipitation, due to which the region or the Turan Plain region is a dry desert region. Now other than that, Aral Sea, as I mentioned, is a large saltwater lake. So beginning around 1960s, the Aral Sea's water dried up because of excess evaporation and the diversion of water from the 2 major rivers that drained it, namely the Amu Darya and the Sir Darya. So the Aral Sea, which once used to be the 4th largest lake in the world, has now shrunk to become very dry because of excess evaporation and clubbed with the factors like unreplenished groundwater and less of precipitation. Now the water has also increased concentration of salt because of excess evaporation, due to which the water is foamy in nature. So that was all about the different physical features that we find on the vast lowlands of the North Siberian Plain. So in this lesson, we were able to understand that the Asian continent, that is so vast, can be divided under 5 major physical divisions, out of which we learnt about the northern lowlands. The northern lowlands are vast stretch of flat land, and it has various important physical features that includes the North Siberian plain, which has the largest swamps and marshes in the world. We also have the Turan Plain, which is a dry desert region and is drained by some important rivers. We also learnt about other rivers that drain the Siberian plain, and then we finally learnt about the Aral Sea, which once used to be the 4th largest lake in the world, but now due to various reasons and excess of evaporation has now shrunk to become a dry region. In our next lesson, we'll be taking a look at other physical divisions and continue with our lesson on this. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. You can also register for free at DeltaStep.com or download the DeltaStep app to learn one-to-one with our amazing teachers or to get access to all our 5,000 plus amazing videos as per your school syllabus. Master each topic with our adaptive practice technology. Get million plus questions with step-by-step solutions and unlimited mock test. Get all your doubts resolved instantly. Learn via games and win amazing prizes like PlayStations and iPads. So at DeltaStep, learning is not just fun and easy, it is rewarding too. So register for free now.